Hello. Let us talk about one of the most important questions in history. Who was Jesus of Nazareth? For nearly 2,000 years, Christians have made a very big claim about him. They say he was not just a great teacher, they say he was a good man. They say he was God in human form, the Son of God. This is a huge idea. It is the very center of the Christian faith. It changes everything if it is true. But how can anyone know for sure? How can we prove something so amazing, so far beyond our normal, everyday experience? It is not a simple task, and we must be honest about that from the very beginning. Proving that a man who lived long ago was also God is not like proving a simple fact in a science lab. We cannot put God in a test tube or repeat the events of the first century. The evidence we have is different. It is a mix of ancient writings, historical clues, deep thinking about the nature of God and humanity. It is a puzzle with many pieces. Some people look at the pieces and see a clear picture of God. Other people look at the same pieces and see something else entirely. Our goal here is not to force an answer on anyone. The first and most important place to look for evidence is the New Testament. This collection of writings forms the foundation of the Christian claim about Jesus. The writers, who were his followers or part of the first Christian communities, were not shy. They made bold statements about his identity. The Gospel of John, for example, starts by saying, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." A few sentences later, it makes the connection clear. "And the Word became flesh, and dwelt among us." For Christians, this is a direct statement. Jesus is the divine Word who has always existed with God and is God, now living as a human. This theme appears in many other places. Jesus himself often spoke in ways that his listeners found shocking. In John 10:30 he says simply, "To find out if Jesus was a real person, we can look at sources outside the Christian faith." Did anyone else notice him? The answer is yes. A number of non-Christian writers from the 1st and 2nd centuries mention Jesus or his followers. These sources aren't trying to promote Christianity. They confirm Jesus wasn't a myth. He was a real historical figure who lived in a specific time and place. One famous source, Flavius Josephus, a Jewish historian. Around 93 AD, Josephus mentions Jesus in Antiquities of the Jews. Josephus calls Jesus a wise man, a doer of wonderful works, and a teacher. Another important writer, the Roman historian Tacitus. Around 116 AD, Tacitus wrote about Nero's great fire and blamed Christians. Tacitus mentions Christus, the founder of the group. He says Christus suffered the extreme penalty under Tiberius, at the hands of Pontius Pilatus. The Gospels are filled with stories of Jesus performing miracles.